the Abolish movement, Lord Supreme, and Jim Crow.
Once again.
Jim Crow, we're going to talk about a couple things today. And first, we're going to start off. Can you define the word freedom?
Well, that's very difficult. So I'm going to bring in some scholars, some intellectuals from the past. And then after I share some of their thoughts, I'll share some of mine, you know. And we put them all together. Hopefully at the end of the day, we have something positive. So I'm going to read from Bobby Seale. Seized the time, chairman, Black Panther Party. He wrote this while in prison for some BS. He ain't do, by the way, as usual. So first I'm going to read his definition of kill. Kill, in the language of black community, does not mean murder, but always comes as a reaction to someone or something that is about to unjustly attack the person or threatens to unjustly attack them. You always find the word kill in very defensive language on the part of blacks. Motherfucker, I'll kick your motherfucking ass, or I'll beat your motherfucking brains in, means more in terms of murder. Kill doesn't carry the same weight as kick your ass or beat your brains in. But I've said kill is generally used among blacks in a defensive manner, when a black person thinks that something wrong or unjust is going to be done to him or her. Now to piggyback on that, something from the Muslim scholar, Malcolm X.
That's deep.
A book of his speeches.
Man, give us something out. Give us like something off like one of his pages, man. Just read something in there, man.
Here it comes, right here, man. I read a little story once, and the Mau Mau proved it. I read a story once where someone asked some group of people how many of them wanted freedom. They all put up their hand. I think there were about 300 people in their auditorium. Then the person says, well, how many of you are ready to kill anybody who gets in your way for freedom? Now only about 50 people put up their hands. And he told those 50, you stand over here. That left 250 people sitting who wanted freedom but weren't ready to kill for it. So he told the 50, now you wanted freedom and you said you'd kill anybody who'd get in your way. You see those 250? You can start with them first. Now some of them are your own brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers, but they're the ones who stand in the way of your freedom. They're afraid to do whatever is necessary to get it, and they'll stop you from doing it. Get rid of them, and freedom will come naturally. You know, what you need to do is put those two things together.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't necessarily mean wipe somebody out physically.
Yeah.
But you may need to kill them psychologically. You may need to kill them spiritually. You have to understand that this person is not an asset in this area over here.
Listen.
So you have to let them go. That's the kill I'm talking about.
Listen, the fourth degree in math and supreme mathematics is culture freedom. Can't have one without the other. Culture is how you live each and every day. And how my culture is I God. Freedom is what? To free the dome of your unawareness of self. To come into the state of awareness of that the black man is God. But if you trap your mind, not only are we trapped physically, but we're trapped mentally.
That's it. Like a lot of the change now is psychological. Like, yo, hey, you ain't walking around with ankle shackles and chains unless you have been caught and charged with a very heinous crime.
That's
something
right.
that they so scared to even shuttle you in and out the court without them restraints on you. You know, you done murdered up some people in a very gruesome manner. So yeah, that's the only time you see that type of bondage now. Literally somebody shackled up like that, some mass murder. But but the chains still exist, and they on your brain, bruh. How you think or how you won't think. You know, concepts you willing to consider and concepts you won't. What is acceptable, what ain't. How you move about in the world. Who you associate with, what you believe. So all these things are different constraints. And some of them you put on yourself, some is kind of put on you by society, but some of them is put on you by your brothers and sisters, your mothers and fathers, how you was raised. Sometimes
it's by you. Sometimes you yourself.
And you yourself take your own enemy.
Yeah, you might take on. You know, we got dumb, deaf, and blind 85% out here who takes on certain labels that could take away your freedom.
Look, as a man who was a full-blown alcoholic for approaching 20 years, that self I murdered.
Yeah.
I killed that man.
Yeah.
You understand?
And then,
but I'm still here. This is a different, more improved man.
So after you killed that guy, you progressed.
I freed myself
physically
from the physical and mental effects that prolonged alcohol use, heavy alcohol use, puts upon your body. That ain't doing nothing to help you physically. That ain't making you stronger. It's not making you more knowledgeable, and it ain't doing nothing for your soul and your spirit. It's a death, man. You know, wait, why they say when you belly up to the bar, pick your own poison, you know. That's an old saying, but that, you know, that is what's going on. It ain't like, hey, drink a beer or drink a glass of wine or drink a shot of liquor and kill over dead, but prolong over time. There is a killing of yourself that takes place. So I had to kill the man who enjoyed being in that environment, the man who thought that was something worth pursuing.
Listen, we have, you know, our parents, our grandparents, great-grandparents, our great-great-great-grandparents, they were forced to take on our oppressors' religion. They were forced to take and eat the wrong foods, physically, spiritually, and mentally.
To take the man's name.
Take his name.
Who was making them pick cotton in the field.
So where's the freedom behind that? There is none.
You were completely broken down and enslaved.
When you take
any way possible.
You taking another man's religion and his name, there's no freedom behind that.
Your wife was sent over that way. Your kids were sent over that way.
Yeah, if we're gonna get that.
He broke you up any way he could break you up.
Yeah, so now it's 2019. We're halfway through the year, and my people are still praising Jesus. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do, but when I see this, and since we have the platform to talk about this, I'm gonna bring this up. Our ancestors was given this religion by our oppressors. And it's 2019 and we're still praising this fuck? Has anything happened? You praise him and motherfuckers is getting killed every day. What's changed behind that?
The cop, the cop who murders the unarmed black male, they both pray to the same God.
Yeah. So what's can somebody break the science behind that for me, please?
The science is that, again, since slavery, look at the Willie Lynch letters, man. See what this man did to you. He didn't just break your body, he broke your spirit.
Yeah.
He broke you in any way possible, and he did such a good job that it was self-perpetuating. Like he could stand back, and then the parents would do his work for him. Like they'd tell you, hey, be afraid of the white man. When you talk to him, have your voice quiet. Don't move your hands a lot. Don't do anything threatening. Like all this tiptoeing around this fool. When really he don't need no tiptoeing. He needs the toes on my foot put dead square in his ass. Like that's where my toes need to be. Not goose stepping around hoping I don't upset this guy. So that's why I say, you know, that dude was a genius.
Yeah.
The Willie Lynch, he was a genius because you're talking about 400 years of oppression.
Yeah, so
and the dude ain't out there with the whip no more.
No.
It's all up here in your own mind.
It's in your own mind. So
break those chains.
So for me to go to almost 2.5 decades with knowledge of self, being in the nation of gods and earths, and I'm gonna break down another degree in the alphabet, which is the 19th degree, self or savior. You yourself can only save self. Not some spook in the sky, some sky daddy is what I call them. Yeah, brother. I mean, for real. Some man gonna come out the sky if you say, "Help me, please." Is he gonna drop a bag of money in your hand, or in your lap? Is he gonna pay your bills? No, because at the end of the day, if you go to work and work 40 hours a week, your name is on the check. Your name is on that direct deposit. You got to clock in. Can he clock in for you? Ask him right now to clock in for you and get that money for you.
It's probably not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. Probably in the most sarcastic sense.
Back in. Yeah, so to get back to that, you yourself can only save self. And since it's the 90th degree, it's all being born to knowledge. Because it's knowledge born, all being born to knowledge. And knowledge is the foundation of all things in existence. And you being, it's going to take you to figure out your position in the universe to figure this out. Your oppressor's holding you back. That's it. So you got to get out of this. Not no sky daddy you can pray to some sky daddy. He ain't going to get you up out of this.
And what you can take from what X said, like, look, I'm sure some people will be like, man, that was way extreme what he said. No, it wasn't. He said it wasn't necessary because he wants you to understand these are the hard choices that are going to have to be made. We've had in Africa, and I believe we've had in China, like there were cleansings that took place where people who were thought to be traitorous was wiped out, and there was kids in China who killed their parents. You know, if it wasn't China, it was somewhere. Maybe it's Cambodia. Look up the Pol Pot stuff that was going on. But the point is, hey, the Toms may have to be eliminated because they ain't doing nothing but looking like you, but they playing the real role of the daggone oppressor.
Right.
And you know, he's put there for a reason to confuse you and to stunt anything you're trying to get done. So he's saying it might, you know, hey, the fact that he's saying mom, dad, brother and sister, if that was the enemy, what are you willing to do?
Right.
How bad do you really want to be free, or is it just lip service, man? At some point, you got to draw a line. So all that is just food for thought. If you ain't willing to even take in what he said at face value and consider what it is, what does this mean? The fool who's scared to even have them thoughts, he ain't gonna never get free. The chain's so heavy that you can't consider something. So yeah, all of this, man, people trying to make it seem like certain thoughts is traitorous or seditious, saying this is anti-American, you know, ain't nothing sacred.
Well, what's funny is...
Ain't nothing sacred, man.
No, it's not. And, you know, what's crazy is they give it to you like it's an illusion. You got to take it. They're not going to give you freedom. So I take the movie The Matrix, and it's the scene where Cypher wanted... He didn't want the truth no more. He didn't want to be in that world where he could see everything was fake. He wanted to go back in and live in the Matrix. That's weak-minded. You know what I'm saying? That's weak. And there's people out here like that. They don't want the truth.
Most don't. I mean, you know, it hurts.
They want to be fed the bad food.
The truth hurts.
And it doesn't have to be physically. It could be just spiritually. Food. They want the bad food of them being told lies of who they are. They want to be fed lies of religion, their spirituality. You know what I'm saying? By their oppressor. Their oppressor is the one telling them who they are. How can he tell you who you are? And we've been on this planet trillions of years. So how can your oppressor tell you who you are and who to pray to?
Because he did a version of something, you know, before Malcolm said the ballot or the bullet. The white man traveled all across the globe with missionary outreach, saying it's the Bible or the bullet. Either you're going to accept these teachings or you're going to die. And that's what really happened. You know what I'm saying? So you lost your religion, your culture, your gods. What they say, and many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our minds. You know, that's the situation. So there's an opportunity for you to regain yourself and to continue to get knowledge of yourself as you go forward. But hey, are you willing to do that? Or you just want to be well liked and thought of as a responsible, good Negro and just go along with the game? I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Like, if you do what you need to do, you are going to be called irresponsible. You are going to be called a bad nigger, a bad seed, a bad egg.
But when
here's the rotten apple that's going to spoil the whole barrel, all that shit. But
you're right. And when you
why are they trying so hard to deter you? That's what you should be asking. Like, why are you so worried about me knowing this? Because it's essential.
Yeah, of course. So if you don't, if you was speaking some nonsense mumbo jumbo, they wouldn't care. You go ahead and speak it, whatever.
You get the big platform.
Yeah, but if they know it's truth what you're speaking, now it's a problem.
Now they want to unplug your mic.
Now they want to unplug the mic.
Definitely ain't gonna get no arena and you know, a whole bunch of butts and seats and people paid tickets. You ain't gonna be played on the radio. You ain't gonna get the record deal. Like all that, you know, all that shit that you used to aspire to have your voice and your thoughts heard around the world. Like, yeah, you telling too much truth, that's not gonna be broadcast widely. People gonna have to dig hard to hear it. You know, it's hard, I guess, right now to actually find the recorded speeches of Malcolm X. Now, why is that? Like, you would think that shit would be widely available.
Nah, man, because he was...
That shit is hard to get your hands on. That's why I'm glad at least I got that Malcolm X speech book.
Yeah, you got some, that's some gold right there, buddy.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was buried. I had to dig it up. It was buried in a box in the basement, cleaning out a house, and got lucky and found it again.
Yeah.
You know, it's the second time. I read that, you know, 35 some years ago.
Wow.
And I wouldn't even be completely surprised if it's the same actual copy, but whether it is or ain't, me and the man's getting reacquainted again.
That's deep.
So them thoughts is eternal, man.
Yeah.
It has practical application. What I just said applies.
Yeah.
You have a lot of double agents around you.
Of course.
People pretending to have your best interests at heart. But if you really observe what they're doing and watch their actions, it might not be helping you, might be hurting you.
Hey.
Might be blocking you.
It's real,
might
man.
be misleading you. I mean, that's the real situation.
So
I'm speaking from personal experience here, without naming names and getting too in depth. Like, I've had to learn this myself. Not out to split people's heads, not out to even have big arguments and discussions, but just knowing how I need to move forward.
It's cost me.
Who I can depend on for what.
It's a cost for freedom, buddy.
That's it, man.
Now, are you willing to be a man and stand on your own 2 feet in your cipher and demand respect and freedom, or are you just gonna just let your oppressor keep doing what he's doing to you and you just take it up the rectum?
You know, for dough. That's all it is for dough. Like, for me, how I'm built, the evolution that I went through, from giving up alcohol, and then all the assigned books that I never read because I never was feeling no kind of way about them books. Shortly after getting out of alcohol, I went and picked my own first book, Eldridge Cleaver's Soul on Ice. That's when my education began. And just years after high school, college, and everything. That's when my true education began, and that sent me to the next book. You know, when you go get it, you want it, you gonna study it. You ain't gonna just read it because someone told you to and I got to the last page. You gonna read it and absorb that into your being. That's when you really learn it, man. Can't, you know, somebody make you do something, you just doing it to not take the heat. So yeah, Huck Finn was a sign. Never fucking read it. Tom Sawyer, never read it. You know, might have read the Cliff Notes. Might have cheated off somebody's paper during the test, but I'll tell you, the books that they was trying to make us read, that's assigned to every kid going through school, man, whatever.
Right.
Get your own books. I ain't saying don't read that, but get the information that you feel you need to get to make yourself a better person, man. And that's really when you're gonna take charge of your education and you're gonna start to blossom into something great, man.
So
You'll open up, you'll be who you're supposed to be, and the reaction you'll get from people are gonna be different. They'll notice something different in you.
So any last words to tell the people?
Man, just fight the good fight. That's all I want, man. Don't be afraid of conflict. Don't be afraid of being different. Don't be afraid of drawing a line in the sand and daring somebody's punk ass to come across it. And if they do, then you have to deal with them in the fashion that they need to be dealt with, you know. Don't be bluffing, in other words. Like, what are you prepared to do? And I promise you, once fools see that you ain't about no bullshit, they'll know that you're ready for your freedom. They'll know that you're ready to be emancipated and your whole life will change.
The Abolish movement, Jim Crow and Lord Supreme.
One more thing, brother. Let me hit these fools with this little poetry.
Oh yeah.
As a new tradition, not on the very earliest episodes, but for a while. We all know what the little head thinks, but brother, please use your brain.